Yeah, it's a pretty hellacious looking day out there. I just got back from my run not too long ago. I got absolutely, completely and utterly soaked. Totally soaked. It's just coming down cats and dogs out there. And at one point I wasn't paying attention where I was walking or running, and I was looking at the scenery, such that it is right now. And I found myself in the middle of a massive puddle that I splashed up all over myself, so I came home soaked all the way up to like my mid-thighs from that. So yeah, so just got out of the shower, feeling better. But as I was running, I was thinking about winter and running, and I talked about snow last time, but today I started thinking about safety, because a long time ago, when I was sort of a new runner, I had a friend who convinced me that even in the winter, if I want to go, I used to run at night. I used to run after I got off work, after like 5 p.m. And so in the winter, it gets dark early, and it's too dark to go in the light if you work a regular day job. So I was kind of trying to figure out a solution for that, and he convinced me that the seawall here in Vancouver is perfectly safe, even in pitch black night. And because it's pitch black night even at 6 o'clock here in the winter. And I didn't really believe him or feel safe about that, but he insisted that it was, you know, safe, so I should just at least once try it before I completely write it off. So I did. I tried it. And I'll tell you, I broke every record that I've ever had running at the time, because I was so scared the whole time. It was so dark out there. You couldn't see anything. You couldn't see your hand in front of your face. And I mean, you never know if someone's close to you even, because it was so dark. And I'm thinking, I mean, sure, maybe it's safe for him. He's a guy. I didn't feel safe at all. And but it was kind of interesting and peaceful, and it did make me run fast. So I went a few more times, and I took a personal alarm with me, and I took pepper spray with me just in case. But one day when I was all the way out at the far end, I turned the personal alarm on. It's 110 decibels. It screams. And I turned it on just to see how loud it sounded out in the middle of nowhere, and it just went off into the cosmos. With nothing to echo off of, you could barely hear it, really. I mean, you could hear it if you're holding it, but someone a half a mile away or even a quarter mile away probably couldn't really even know what it is. You know, and so it's not safe. It's not. So I don't now. And I've got the luxury now that I can sort of write my own schedule, and so I don't go running in the dark anymore. I run before noon, and so I'm pretty safe. So I started thinking about, you know, you guys, well, what do you do when the only time in your schedule that will allow you to go out and get some cardio, and you're like me, don't want to go in the gym and grind away on some old treadmill? You know, what do you do? I mean, for me, if I was now forced to run in the evening, I probably would do stairwells a whole lot more, because then I can stay in my building and I'm safe. But I mean, there's several things you can do. One for me is, if I was going to be doing intervals, everybody I think that I know lives on some kind of block. You know, you live on a street, and the street involves a block, and several blocks make up the street. So what you can do is you can just take the block that you live on and run one section, turn the corner, walk the next section, turn the corner, run the next section, turn the corner, walk the next section, and you're home again. So you never really leave your place. You're never further than a block away from your own home. But you can, I mean, you can do that easily for 20 to 40 minutes. Just keep running and walking, running and walking. And you know, when you're in your run interval, give it hard, and get a good work interval in. And if your block is shorter on one side than it is on the other, then pick the short side for the walk, because you don't, I mean, it'll take you long enough to walk that shorter block, part of the block, to recover, and then you can get a good interval in on the longer part of the block. I mean, depending on your fitness level too, right? So that's one trick. And if you happen to be lucky enough to live on a hill, pardon me, if you happen to be lucky enough to live on a hill, then just don't even bother turning any blocks or turning any corners. Just run up the hill and walk down the hill, and run up the hill and walk down the hill, and just do that. You know, I mean, you're never more than a half block from your house that way. So, you know, you can keep yourself safe. Another thing that I've tried in the past as well is that I've joined some running groups. There's lots of running groups in this town. They run at night, but they're a huge group, you know, and even if you're slower or faster, there's always someone that's going to be at your level. So you'll always be near other people that are doing exactly what you're doing, and there's safety in numbers. So, so don't be silly like me and take bad advice and go off and test a theory, because there have been some attacks in the park here where I live in the past. It doesn't happen very often, but it's happened. So, I mean, it's a numbers game. It could have been me that happened to, but luckily it wasn't. And I'm not foolish enough now to to test that theory anymore. So make sure you keep yourself safe. If you don't have a place where you can do a good long endurance run, then do intervals on your city block. Done. Just get something done. So that's it. Just wanted to touch base about safety, and that's it for today. So we'll see you again soon. Take care.